Bondy Blue, and I am back for the Bondy Blue Show, getting them in today, y'all. Look, okay, first let me explain. I know everybody heard a lot about the flooding that happened this weekend in New Orleans, and yes, it was a huge flooding that does not normally take place that bad, but it does flood here often. It does flood the streets often. Your cars will get fucked up if you go in a low-lying area in your Corolla and the water is about up to your knees, okay? Yes, as a person that works for the news, I was out there in it, okay, stuck in rain and water in my car, driving around, getting video, getting cell phone video, all kind of shit of this torrential rainstorm that ended up flooding a good part of the central city. It didn't flood uptown. It didn't flood that bad in Gentilly in the east. It didn't flood in the east at all, I don't believe. It didn't flood on my side of the river, which is the West Bank. I think it might have flooded a little bit in Gretna, but I'm not sure. I didn't see a lot of that. Just if you've ever been here, then you know these are some of our major streets within the city. And these streets that hardly ever flood got at least 4 to 5 inches, 6 inches like of water. It was ridiculous. But as you can see, my home is fine. I appreciate everybody's blessings. As far as I've heard, all my family's homes are fine. Most people I know houses didn't flood, just a lot of people's cars. But it was a hell of a thing to see on Sunday morning, all of the cars that had been stalled and left on the streets because they they were ruined by all of the water and they couldn't move. So yeah, y'all, it was a very crazy weekend, but everything is fine. But that's why I'm late with the videos, because I had so much going on top of all the work, and I just couldn't get a chance to do it. But we're here, we're safe, we're good. Let's get into the ish talking topics. Apparently, Sheree Whitfield from Real Housewives of Atlanta might have had a prison boo, okay? The pictures were circulating of her in a prison pic with a guy named, what is his name? Tyrone Gilliam Jr. And she had a t-shirt on that said wifey. So people were thinking she had some type of prison marriage. Later, she came out and said that this did not happen. She denied it all. They're just really good friends. They've known each other for years. Backstory is that, do we remember when Nene and Sheree got into that huge fight before she left Real Housewives of Atlanta and she told her to fix her teeth, and they were arguing about a party promoter that had basically stolen money from them in some type of way? He's that guy. So apparently he was doing some faulty business and shit like that. But he got arrested on some major figures. He was white collar crime, okay? So, you know, like most of the men on Real Housewives of Atlanta, this was not no regular blue collar crime bullshit. Nah, we clocking major figures and ended up in jail, okay? She says they're not together. My thing is, why the fuck are you wearing a wifey t-shirt to see him then? Why are y'all all hugged up in the pictures then? I don't believe her. She's denying it. I don't believe her. I know everybody else will say it's for a storyline. That I will believe. That I would definitely believe. And anybody says that she's not fucking with him, I'm looking at them and her like, okay, so then why the wifey t-shirt? Why being hugged up in the pictures then, bitch? I can't stand when people do shit like this. Be real, bitch. If that's what's going on, just tell us. There are pictures. Just tell us. Okay, Sheree, get it together. But I'm sure it'll be very entertaining for this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta that I am definitely looking forward to. Why y'all was so mad at Lil Duval? Okay, now in my last Bondy Blue review, okay, a Bondy Blue episode, Bondy Blue Show episode, I talked about the real side chicks of Charlotte and how they basically were pulled into Lil Duval's interview at the Breakfast Club. And I watched Lil Duval's interview and I didn't see anything wrong with some of the shit he was saying because I understood what he was saying and where he was coming from. But once the transgender community got wind of it, they were very upset. And I disagree. Okay, Lil Duval said that if he were put into a situation where he had had sex with a woman who he thought was a woman and he found out it was a man later on, he had been tricked, he would probably kill them. And everybody got all up in arms like he was saying, I'm going to kill any transgender that I ever meet on the street. That is not what he said. He said his honest answer was that he might kill a motherfucker. Now, I doubt he's really going to kill anybody, but y'all got mad at him. Y'all got mad at the Breakfast Club like they didn't correct him and tell him, no, you can't say that, you can't do that. They were mad because Charlamagne laughed at him when he said it. It was because it was fucking funny. Not funny that he would kill somebody, but funny that his crazy ass would actually say that, okay? Out of the box. That's what he was laughing at. But some people took to Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, the streets. Okay, Charlamagne had an event where he was on stage and people were in the crowd screaming and hollering, and he was just looking at him like he was so unbothered, like I'm just gonna wait for security to get them the fuck up out of here because I don't know why y'all mad at me for something that I did not say. Charlamagne was very adamant that he was not gonna take the responsibility for something that he did not say. Okay, and I just want everybody to calm the fuck down. Okay, I am not advocating the killing of anybody. I don't roll like that. Okay, I am somebody that from a very young age was made to be tolerant but sympathetic, empathetic. Okay, I don't look at situations like, oh, I don't like that type of person, so I don't care about what happens to them. I'm not like that. So at a very young age, I was exposed to transgender people, to drag queens, all of that kind of stuff I was exposed to at a young age. And my affinity and life for them made it impossible for me to ever feel like they deserve to be killed because they're being who they are, okay? And I don't believe that is right what he said. But what I do think is that that was his honest reaction to something that if it did happen, he might react that way. I don't feel like that's right. But I also don't feel like it's right to be tricking people and not telling them what's really going on with you. I guess I might not be as sensitive to the situation as most people would hope I would be. I don't really give a fuck, okay? I don't. I didn't think it was that deep. But y'all drug Lil Duval for dear life. But guess what? That nigga got money. He's living his life. And obviously has a limited supply of weed. So he's doing just fine over there. I just didn't like the way y'all went at the Breakfast Club. What you wanted them to do? Y'all, in a continuation to the Usher shit, he has now had 3 more people come out saying that he exposed them to herpes unbeknownst to them. Okay, unbeknownst to them, because he knew. All right, a man and 2 women. One of them was named, the other 2 will be referred to as John and Jane Doe or whatever. And Lisa Bloom, I guess, might be picking up some of these cases. And Lisa Bloom is Black China's lawyer. Okay, so we're not playing any games out here about getting this moolah out of Usher baby. We did see reports this week saying that his wife was not bothered whatsoever by the rumors that he was giving people herpes or that he had herpes or cheatations or anything. She was totally unbothered, okay? And so does Usher. He seems to be unbothered as well. Seems to be, being the operative words. Okay, I don't know what the fuck is going on with Usher, but I feel like the fact that you've been out here infecting people like this, if this is all true, is fucking stupid, ridiculous, irresponsible, unsafe, malicious, and you should definitely get your pocket swiped for that shit. Okay, I don't have any type of tolerance for people that knowingly pass along STDs. Last time I talked about this, a lot of you thought that I did not know that you can get herpes from skin to skin contact just because I said that people should wear condoms. Do you know why I said that? Because you are also likely to get it for dick to vagina or dick to ass or whatever you're doing over there. It will come out of your dick. It's not just, you know, an outbreak on a skin part. That's when you catch it. When you have an outbreak of whatever on your skin and your skin touches somebody else's skin, then yes, you can get it. But if you don't have an outbreak, you can still have sex with somebody without a condom and transfer the disease to them. I am very well versed on STDs. Not because I didn't have buku or nothing like that, but just because we had sex education growing up. And I'm also somebody that's very, you know, interested in knowing about things like that. I want to know. Okay, I will Google pictures of what the shit looked like. I want to know what it looked like. I need to be well versed, okay? I was a young woman out here, okay? I needed to know. All right? Look, okay, I am just very saddened by the whole situation because I think it's fucking stupid. I think that it's something that did not need to happen, did not have to happen. If he just wasn't out here giving up his dick to any old body, ho. Karen King arrested yet again. You know, Karen King from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is always trying to put herself on a higher pedestal. Okay, she always wants y'all to know I'm good. Okay, I am good. No, okay, they did not repossess my car. Okay, no, that is not what happened. Okay, y'all know she has pending charges for fraud and all kind of shit. While at court, they discovered that she had not paid her car note in a while, so they decided to detain her. She says they still haven't came and gotten the car, and she says that she's blaming the dealership. Whoever the Benz or whatever dealership in Atlanta is that's fucking over her, she blamed it all on them and says that she's good and she did not get arrested for not paying her bill. She don't know what the fuck they talking about. I'm like, well, bitch, you got arrested. And this is what they said. Whether it was a mistake or not, you got out of jail, but I'm gonna need for you to stop getting in jail with your old ass. At some point, bitch, at some point, I'm gonna need your old ass to stop scamming people. You probably still doing shit like that, which is the reason why you can afford to do a lot of the things that you've been seeing out here doing. Scamming people. I don't know what the fuck y'all doing, but you need to get you a regular ass job in somebody's city office and sit the fuck down like regular ladies your age and stop with the bullshitting, ending up in jail with your wig off and your braids looking all fucking crazy and shit. Everybody sitting up there talking about she look like she on crack. Shut the fuck up. That lady do not look like she is on drugs. She don't look like she on drugs. She look like this is what I look like under my wig on my fucking picture that they took of me at the jail, bitch. Or my mug shot, this how I look when they took my wig off, bitch. Okay? My edges was covering a little bit, so when they took the shit off, there was just edges everywhere and braids giving Coolio figures, okay? Y'all leave that fucking lady alone as it pertains to that drug shit. I hate when people do that. Don't just start calling people a drug addict because they look rough. Like, everybody does not look perfect. Everybody ain't getting surgery and wearing 10 pounds of makeup everywhere they fucking go to make you hoes feel like they, you know, that's what people do out here. That's bullshit, okay? She went to jail. She's like shit under a wig. That's what happened, okay? Also, Karen, like I said, bitch, take my advice and get your ass a regular job some fucking way and stop with all of this bullshit. You too old to end up in jail, bitch. Stop. Y'all, Bobby Valentino and these trannies. Let me say, I'm gonna tell you something, okay? People like getting offended about any little thing, okay? Why do people get offended about saying trannies? Why? It is the shortened version of transgender, transsexual, transphobic, bitch. I don't know. All I know is we always been calling them trannies and now y'all want to tell us that's mean? What? Those words are too fucking long, okay? Those words are too long and not everybody knows the specific, you know, like variation to the subtext and all that. Like, everybody don't fucking know that shit. All we know is we saying trannies, we trying to cover all our bases. Everybody like to turn some shit into bigotry when it really ain't that. Y'all work on my nerves with that shit. But anyway, okay, he was caught with some transgenders to make you motherfuckers feel comfortable, even though all of them letters and words ain't really that fucking necessary, okay? Now, I don't know whether it was women dressed as women or men dressed as women. I'm not sure who was there because I wasn't there. All I know is I saw all the reports coming out where Bobby Valentino was with some transsexuals or some transgenders in a hotel room, and he turned the camera around and there goes Scrappy. So now they're trying to throw Scrappy in it. So Scrappy makes a video. Look, bro. Okay, y'all know how I get down. I love pussy so motherfucking much. Okay, y'all know how I get down. All right, I loves the pussy. Okay, I came out the pussy and jumped right back in the pussy. Okay, that's all I do. Stay in the pussy. That's my main problem. Okay, trust me. I don't do that shit, okay? That's all he said. Bobby Valentino made a video later on a fucking bike somewhere talking about how this is causing issue with his record sales. I'm like, what, Bobby? Nobody was listening to your records before. What? Bobby, stop. Stop, Bobby. And if he was with transgenders, who the fuck cares at this point? Who cares? He's Bobby Valentino. He's fucking any and everybody, okay? There can only be so many bitches in Atlanta he can fuck until he starts to fuck the ones that started out as dudes. I mean, it's only right. Yeah, everybody's making a big deal about it, and I just did not care, because I just don't care at this point. I ain't fucking Bobby Valentino, so what I give a fuck, okay? And anybody else that was saying something, y'all barely pay attention to Bobby Valentino. He be on Love and Hip Hop here and there all the time, and y'all barely say anything about the dude. He come out with a single, y'all ain't paying attention. Say he was, you know, chilling with some chicks that had dicks, and all of a sudden he's all over the blogs and shit. Y'all fucked up. The new show called Signed with Rick Ross, another big time producer, I forgot his name, and The Dream are all on this show, and they have these talented kids come in, rap, sing, whatever, do songs, and they're going to vote to see who they're gonna give a deal to, you know, okay? We've seen it time and time again on some Diddy shit, right? And I wasn't really paying close attention to this show until I just so happened to see it come on, and I had saw this girl, Just Brittany, and then her beef with Tammy. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? Let me watch this shit to see who this girl is, right? So I'm watching the show, and they got all of these characters. They even got a little dude from New Orleans who they was fucking with because The Dream didn't like his name. And it's like, right, because The Dream is just the best name you could ever fucking have. You just thought so long and hard about that, didn't you? I mean, his name is Cozy with the curls, but I'm like, if you're not from New Orleans, then you don't understand that we, you know, trade with the fade, trade with the dreads. Like, that's, you know, if you want to be cozy with the curls, it's the New Orleans thing. It's how we talk. And of course we can appreciate it, but somebody like The Dream that ain't from here ain't gonna understand it and let it block seeing his really raw, excellent talent because of his name. It was really aggravating. Talking about Jay-Z ain't gonna do a song with Cozy and the curls. It was like, well, I bet you Beyonce will, bitch. Okay, who cares if Jay-Z will do it if Beyonce will do it, okay? Work, 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 work. He, you know, he can rap to bounce songs. He go hard. I like Cozy with the curls. I thought he was good. Anyway, Tammy's daughter, Jazz, is on there, and we've seen Jazz a whole bunch of times. Y'all, I have such a problem with Jazz's image. I posted about it on Instagram, about how I feel like they are really trying to dress her up in this really girly, prissy, sexy way, and that is not her vibe. That's not what her voice gives off. That's not what her whole little energy gives off. She needs like some little short, edgy crop cut. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even like with a 60s feel, like, you know, with a mushroom and a bang, bitch. And then like a different color so it can match with her edgy, kind of sometimes tomboyish, but still sexy vibe. Like long wigs and weaves and buku fucking bundles covering her face are not the business. I feel like her overall look and how she presents herself adds to her lack of self-esteem, because when she got up to perform her song, I saw as soon as she got up, her self-esteem fell. And that made me so sad, because I like Jazz. I want her to make it. I know she's been trying really hard to make her rap career pop. And with Tammy is your mom and all of these advantages that she might have, for her not to have popped off yet, it leaves something to be desired. It is her image. They need to get that shit together first, okay? Stop putting them fucking wigs on her. Let her be comfortable being who she is and as natural as possible, and then build from there. Because all of that extra shit, that ain't her, and you can tell because it don't mesh. Moving along to the Just Brittany girl. The Just Brittany girl that's on the show is like the sexy singer girl who can't really sing all that good, but it's good enough she can hold a note, and she's showing titties and ass every time Rick Ross sees her. And he's already said how he never signed females to his label because he knew he would fuck them. And this is exactly why, because he would fuck her. And it's annoying because they are making decisions musically based off of how that girl looks. She did a song to Rick Ross's song with Chrisette Michele that I used to love so much. She did the sample to Aston Martin music, right? And it's one little dark-skinned chick with like puffy screws or some shit like that, but she's really cute, okay? And she got up there and she did her version of the song, and she can sing way better than the Just Brittany girl. She even wrote something that was totally different on the song. The other girl, Just Brittany, basically had the same melody, some of the same words, and the same ad-libs as the original song. But because she's sitting up there with big titties and a big ass and trying to be sexy, they thought that was the better sound, and they gave her the vote, as opposed to the other girl who sang better, may not have had as much confidence when she got up to sing it. But She sounded better. She wrote her own material that was different from the song that was already, given to them. She just put forth more effort. A lot of those other girls were better than this just Britney girl. So I was just sitting up there like, y'all are really sitting up here making decisions and shitting on these other girls because y'all want to fuck her? Do we not have enough of the, just that look? Do we not have enough of that shit? I like the look that some of the other girls had. One of the little dark-skinned girls that sang her ass off had a little short cut, and they tried to get rid of this one little guy. I forgot his name, but he could do so much. He played piano, he produced, he engineered, he can sing, he played instruments, he rapped the whole nine. I think his name was Javro, just vibe to it. I think that was the whatever the acronym for what his name was just vibe to it. Javrodi, yeah. And instead of leaving once he got knocked off, he stayed and helped the other girls with their songs. And the producer guy, who's a part of the three of them, I'm so sorry, I don't know his name. But he saw the talent in Javrodi when he found out he was helping other girls in the studio. So he's going to have him behind the scenes helping, I guess, when the girls all, everybody goes into the studio. But yeah, you guys, it was just so one-sided, and I was just unhappy to see that they were acting like that. Like, can somebody I would have need some female producer to say, hold up, cut. Y'all do know that we know exactly what y'all doing, and it's really annoying, right? Y'all know that everybody's going to look at this and be like, look at them thinking with their dicks. Like, nobody's going to be like, yeah, that girl was really better. Nobody's going to be like that. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't see it that way. So later on, the Just Britney girl got into it with Tammy on Instagram, talking about how Tammy was hating on her and how she should be trying to help her because they have so much in so much in common, seeing as though they both fucked their way to the top. And Tammy had to remind her, bitch, I did not fuck my way to the top. I was famous before I met Kenny Anderson. Everybody forgets this because it wasn't our era. But when The Real World first came out, Tammy was on The Real World. That's how she was known, from being on The Real World. Then she married Kenny Anderson. Then she became a basketball wife. And everything has really, all her television success has mostly been because of her own attitude, her own vibe, her own shit. Yeah, she was Kenny Anderson's wife, but she was also Tammy Roman before that. So it's not the same, honey. It's not the same. And I'm glad that Tammy just stopped arguing with her because she's a child and you don't need to keep arguing with no little hot in the push chick. But y'all, that Science show made my nerves so bad. I don't know if I'm going to watch it again. I'll probably watch it again if it come on and I'm just sitting in here doing nothing anyway. Okay, you guys, so just a little short recap of Insecure. Okay, so you guys know the last time we talked about Insecure, Issa and Lawrence are broken up and he's dating the bank teller girl Tasha. Miley is trying to go to therapy but is not having a good time taking the honest remarks from the therapist. Okay, so last episode, Issa got fucked real hard on her couch by Lawrence for like 2 minutes in a real disrespectful way that she thought was endearing. And I was just like, nobody nutted but him. That was not a good fuck. I don't care that it was a real quick, I want to fuck you, maybe some passion. No, motherfucker, it wasn't right, okay? It wasn't right. I didn't like it. And she was all happy and smiling at the end because she got her son Lawrence dick. Girl, he do not want you back. He do not want you back. Okay? So he has to keep it real, and he tells Tasha what happened. And he had sex with his ex. He apologizes to her, and eventually she takes him back, right? She has this family get together that she has, and she invites him to come. And he does not want to be there. Tasha is just a rebound. But he doesn't know that yet, I guess. He hasn't come to that realization. But he does start looking for an apartment of his own so he can stop going between his best friend place and Tasha's place, because that's all he seems to be doing lately. Miley in therapy is really hung up on what her life should look like instead of what her life is. Totally understand where Miley's coming from, but Miley is such a runner. Miley does not like to deal with her issues. So she's going to quit her therapist because she don't like the real that her therapist is giving her. Issa tells all her homegirls that her and Lawrence fucked, right? All right, and Kelly is the one to bring it out that, oh, so he stopped fucking with that bank teller girl? What bank teller girl? Yeah, Issa had no idea about Tasha. So in episode 2, she spends mostly the whole fucking episode stalking Tasha and stalking her Facebook and her Instagram. And Tasha be having some old sexy ass, nasty eating fruit picture video, bitch. Okay, like she be doing in ice and honesty. Back at work, Frida and Issa were having a really hard time with the Latino kids at the school that they are trying to do their program at. And they noticed that the principal is hella racist against the Latino kids, telling them save that jibber jabber for when you get on the bus, talking about them speaking Spanish. He makes, you know, racist comments about them. It's just not a good look at all. Talking about he remembers when the school was mostly black and all of that. It's just hella racist against the Latino kids. And Frida notices this and it's very uncomfortable. And when they go to him and tell him that they're not getting a lot of success with the Latino kids, he switches them over to a black teacher with a predominantly black classroom. Those kids are responding. Those kids are showing up for Issa and Frida in their whole, you know, little program. But Issa doesn't want to rock the boat. So she just keeps telling Frida to let it go, let it go. And Frida doesn't want to let it go. She wants to actually talk about what happened, but to no avail, okay? And Frida is very bothered by it, and eventually she's going to say something about it, even though they're getting patted on the back by their boss for the job they're doing. Lawrence was supposed to go to this cookout thing, and he does show up to help set it up with Tasha, but then he leaves to go to this work after drink spot and ends up spending his whole time there, which causes Tasha to look at him like he's a fuck nigga that thought he was a good guy. So now they're not going to be together because, in all honesty, she's a rebound and Lawrence wants to be single for a little while. Issa is out here going on awkward date after awkward date after awkward date. They even go to the club to hold together, her and Miley. And it was awkward as fuck. Okay? Eventually, she kind of goes and fucks a guy who lives in her building. And it was like the most awkward sex scene I've ever seen. Molly meets a nice, successful, handsome Lionel, and they go on a couple of dates, and it's all fun and good until she decides that he's too perfect, and he's obviously like thinking in his mind of the list, you know, the checklist he's checking off when they're going on dates. Oh, I can have a baby with her, or I can marry her, or she's successful, or she's smart. And it's like, well, bitch, isn't that the same thing you do, bitch? Isn't that the same thing we all do, bitch? Like, what are you talking about, okay? Like, really being judgy. Like, and then I think missing that old dude who she was with, the one who had sex with a dude before, and she felt some type of way about it, or had head. I can't remember, but you know, either way, that's a form of sex. Yeah, y'all, Molly is just too all over the place for me, y'all. I just can't deal with her sometimes. It's like, bitch, just calm down, because you put yourself in these situations and then you play yourself sometimes, and then, you know, you play other people and then you run back on it and feel bad, and then they play you. It's just too much, Molly. It's just too much sometimes, Molly. All right, you guys, so that's it. That is the end of this week's episode of the Bondy Blue Show. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please don't forget to come back next week. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share my channel. And next week will be a double dose of MFN advice. I only got a couple of letters, and I didn't get them in time enough to do everything for the video that I normally do. So it's going to be a double dose of MFN advice next week. I hope you guys come back, and see you then. Peace out.
I look fly, yeah, I look good. Touch my swag,